Unveiling the Supernatural, what 12 Gnostic secrets reveal about the heavenly divine trap. In the quaint village of Wexford, nestled between the rolling hills, the air thrummed with an undeniable enchantment. Every Sunday, the chapel invited families eager to connect with the divine. As they gathered, a palpable energy flowed through the wooden beams, igniting their prayers with hope and love. Yet, beneath this serene surface, a storm brewed in Pastor Daniel's heart. His devoted spirit flickered with worry for his beloved daughter, Emily, whose health had taken a desperate turn. As news of Emily's critical condition spread, prayers erupted like wildflowers in spring. The congregation, a tapestry of faces woven together in steadfast support, came alive with fervent whispers. Then, one stormy night, a heavy dread settled on Daniel's soul. Kneeling in his study, he felt an invisible shadow loom over him. That's when he stumbled upon an ancient manuscript, its delicate pages whispering secrets of a divine nature. 12 Gnostic secrets danced between the lines, sparking the thrill of uncharted revelations. A voice inside warned him, "Is this heresy?" Torn, he pondered if these insights could guide him in his time of need. As Emily's health began to improve inexplicably, people marveled at the miracles unfolding. The village, brimming with hope, witnessed moments that defied all logic, flowers blossoming in winter, the atmosphere glowing in radiant light. Daniel felt warmth in his heart and a flicker of fear. Could it be the secrets he discovered? Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. With renewed energy, Daniel gathered his flock, their faith ignited like wildfire. Their prayers intertwined, creating a tapestry of hope that expanded beyond the chapel walls. The unexplainable miracles unfolded daily, and villagers could hardly contain their amazement. Observations of glimmering light amidst the trees and the sound of angelic harmonies filled the air. The winds themselves seemed to whisper secrets of faith, guiding each breath with gentle perseverance, but whispers of doubt began to echo through the hearts of many. Was this divine power genuinely from God, or had they stepped onto dangerous ground? As they witnessed miraculous healings and newfound wisdom bloom like spring after winter's grip, a collective tension hung in the air. What happened when they pushed the boundaries of faith? Was there a cost to unlocking divine truths, and if so, what lay beyond the veil? At the heart of it all stood Daniel, grappling with conviction and uncertainty. With Emily's recovery unfolding like a new morning, he felt pulled between worlds. As his community claimed blessings and miracles, he sensed he was standing on the brink of a divine mystery that could redefine their understanding of God's will. Would they embrace this newfound knowledge, or would they retreat into the comfort of tradition? The path of faith twisted before them, leading to an extraordinary horizon of untold wonders and the haunting unknown. What awaited them at the end of this spiritual journey? The answers trembled in the air, just out of reach, beckoning the faithful of Wexford to delve deeper into the miracles yet to come. As the miraculous events began to reverberate throughout Wexford, the atmosphere shifted. Each morning dawned with a radiant glow as if heaven itself had smiled down upon the village. Birds sang sweeter, the grass shimmered with unseen joy, and the air hummed with possibilities. Yet, even amidst this beauty, Daniel could not shake off a residue of doubt clinging to his thoughts. Emily played in the sunlit pastures, joy etched upon her face. Her laughter rang like bells, a clear sound that lifted spirits high. Daniel reveled in her health yet grappled with the implications of these newfound truths. Miracles comforted hearts, but were they an echo of divine favor or an unraveling of ancient wisdom that challenged established beliefs? One evening, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in hues of crimson and gold, Daniel gathered the community. He stood before the burning candles in the chapel, flickering flames mirroring his turbulent emotions. The congregation, a sea of eager faces, hung on his every word, their hearts wide open and spirits aglow. Friends, he began, his voice strong yet trembling, we have witnessed wonders. Your faith has manifested that which once seemed impossible. But I feel the weight of questions. What if the secrets I have uncovered hold more than we understand? What if our blessings come at a cost? He could see the apprehension begin to spark in their eyes. Whispers stirred among the crowd like leaves skimming over the ground in a sudden wind. People leaned closer, their expressions a blend of curiosity and concern. Loretta, an elder with wise eyes, rose slowly from her chair. Pastor, she called, her voice steady, is it not our duty to seek the truth, even when it dances in shadows? Daniel sighed, his heart aching. But what if this truth leads us away from the familiar, into perilous territory? A murmur spread through the chapel, a mixture of fear and yearning. They longed for miracles, for blessings, yet feared what lay ahead. Could the power unveiled by Gnostic secrets challenge their understanding of God? Would these revelations strip away the comforting simplicity of their faith, exposing them to the vast uncertainty of belief? Sensing their trepidation, Daniel gestured towards the window. Look beyond these walls. The miracles breathe life into our hearts. Are we ready to embrace whatever path God places before us? It may lead us to a deeper understanding of His nature, just as His word settled. A blinding light enveloped the chapel. Honeyed rays flooded the space, wrapping everyone in warmth. Gasps of amazement filled the air, sending shivers down spines, as they turned their faces toward the divine radiance. Then a voice resonated through the chamber, a gentle yet powerful sound, echoing in every soul. Follow your heart, seek the truth, for beyond the veil lies a grandeur unseen. In that moment, a revelation sparked in Daniel's mind. An answer was near, hovering just out of reach, like a trail of golden threads waiting to be woven into the fabric of their reality. What awaited them on this path of discovery? Would they choose to embrace the divine mysteries, or let fear keep them shackled in the past? As the light faded, the congregation stood in silence, each person transformed by the experience. Hope shimmered in their eyes, and a new resolve was taking root. Together, Daniel said, a newfound strength in his voice, let us journey into this unknown. We are not alone. The spirit of adventure beckons, what divine wonders might we uncover? And so, with hearts intertwined and spirits ignited, they felt the pull of the mysterious horizon. What awaited them in the depths of faith? The journey had only just begun, and the deeper secrets of the divine flickered on the edge of their understanding. With the last remnants of light dimming beyond the horizon and stars beginning to twinkle, a hush fell over the chapel. The atmosphere thickened with anticipation, an electric pulse of hope weaving through each heart. Daniel sensed it, a hunger for truth deeper than mere curiosity. It was a yearning, a divine hunger that could not be contained. Let us open our hearts further, he urged, his voice steady. We have glimpsed the light. Those golden threads are still here, woven into our lives. Each of you carries a piece of this revelation. As Daniel spoke, he observed the faces around him. Young and old, eyes gleamed, reflections of the flickering candles, each person stirring with possibility. Loretta gazed steadily back, a beacon of wisdom and encouragement in his sight. Her understanding did not sway, instead, it fortified Daniel's own resolve. Who among you, he pressed gently, has felt a shift? A calling that feels as though it pulls from the very core of your being. One by one, hands began to rise, hesitant at first, but then more assured. He noticed grasping limbs and warm smiles lighting the room like lanterns on a dark night. Martha, a timid teacher, spoke shyly. I felt a nudge, a whisper leading me to the old well, where once I used to pray. It felt like a dream. The water shimmered, calling to me. The congregation leaned in, as if straining to catch the vibrant energy flowing between them. Could it be? Daniel mused out loud. Our memories of seeking God in the simple places, our roots in childhood faith, may reveal truths we've forgotten. This notion, simple yet profound, rippled through the assembly, igniting joy within hearts that had grown weary under the weight of reality. David in the Psalms sung praises from the fields. Mary believed beyond reason. Each moment of faith can open the gates of the divine. He encouraged. As the Spirit filled the place, Daniel felt the weight of uncertainty lifting. Maybe the answers he sought sat just beyond the surface, wrapped in the stories of ordinary lives. The potential for awakening lay within those who chose to explore side by side, faith unyielding, but a thought pierced through the warmth: what price would this revelation demand? Daniel's mind flickered to the sacrifices made in the name of faith, the tests of trust that often felt isolating. Will you follow these whispers? He challenged, gazing into the earnest eyes of each individual. Through valleys of doubt or mountains of fear, if we want to learn, are we willing to pay the cost? Silence stretched, the tension palpable. Doubt crept in, trailing like shadows in a hidden chamber of hearts. A soft but strong voice broke the stillness. It was Samuel, a farmer who had seen both drought and abundance. Are we not promised that there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for friends? Will we not give of ourselves to uncover what God has set before us? Whispers of agreement floated through the chapel as murmurs escalated into affirmations. The air felt charged with divine promise, each heart beating in unison as they embraced the truth of Samuel's words. Then let us journey on, Daniel declared, a sense of reverence settling over him. This is not just a search for answers but a collective rise towards something sacred, something that binds us together in love. As they emerged from the chapel into the cool night air, a sense of newness enveloped them. The heavens above seemed more alive, shining with purpose and encouragement. Each step they took echoed with a promise guidance awaited, and treasures of knowledge were hidden just out of sight, but would they have the courage to step into the unknown, to embrace the shadows along with the light? As the community ventured further into their journey, a soft breeze whispered through the trees, as if reminding them that the greatest discoveries awaited those who dared to seek. What lay ahead remained a mystery, but in their hearts, they hoped deeply, resolutely hoped for the unveiling of the divine secrets that kissed their souls. The moon hung high as they walked, casting gentle light on their path. The night felt alive, pulsating with a presence that both comforted and challenged them. Daniel led the way, his heart beating in sync with the collective anticipation of those behind him. It was as if the very air vibrated with promises yet to be fulfilled. Can you feel it? Daniel asked softly, almost a whisper floating in the night. The congregation nodded, some with wide eyes, others exchanging knowing glances. It was a moment shared, a sacred understanding binding them closer. This journey was not just physical, it was a pilgrimage of the soul. They wandered toward the old well Martha spoke of earlier. Each step drew them deeper into the mysteries that had lingered in their minds. Trees stood as silent witnesses, their branches swaying gently, urging them forward. Upon reaching the well, they paused. The old stones, enveloped in twining moss, held stories, endless tales of prayers and dreams whispered into the darkness. It had once been a place of solace, and now it beckoned them once more. What do we do here? Asked Peter, a local artist, his brow furrowed in contemplation. Here, Daniel replied, we listen. Here, we can allow the past to speak to us and guide us toward the future. As they gathered around the well, the air thickened with expectancy. They closed their eyes, allowing their thoughts to drift beyond the chaos of daily life. Silence became a soothing balm, and breaths echoed soft like prayers gently sent into the universe. Martha broke the stillness. I remember as a child casting stones into the water, making wishes, she reminisced, her voice warm yet wistful. I sensed God's presence back then, an assurance that even my smallest hopes mattered. Maybe we should throw our dreams into the well tonight. The idea took root, spreading like wildflowers among the group. Each person stepped forward, breaking the silence with stones clasped in their hands. Words of longing emerged from their hearts. With every stone tossed into the well, they poured out prayers, fears, and hopes. Splashes echoed softly as the stones made contact, rippling through the water, a metaphor for their faith extended into the unknown. As the final stone was cast, a faint glow began to shimmer from the well's depths. Gasps filled the air, startled but excited. The light pulsed rhythmically, as if responding to their collective faith. Could it be? Samuel breathed, awe tinging his voice. Is God showing us something? Daniel, filled with fervor, stepped closer. Maybe the whispers we've been hearing are manifesting before us. Let us not shy away from this gift. And so they stood, captivated by the radiant presence arising from the water. In these moments, doubts melted away and faith surged forward. Then, as if woven through the very fabric of their hopes, a message flickered in the luminous waters: the divine is near, residing where hope takes root. In that flickering light, the air buzzed with understanding. They were meant to seek beyond what felt comfortable, to embrace the uncertainties that lay ahead. As they stepped back, the glow began to dim, yet no one felt disheartened. Instead, hope anchored firmly in their hearts. They had uncovered an intimacy with the divine that they would carry forward into the coming days. "What if we ventured further?" whispered Loretta, her face glowing. "What if we dared to explore the depths of this revelation together?" Each heart echoed her sentiment, igniting a shared vision amongst them, a commitment to uncover the veils of divine truth, to breathe life into the purpose they had glimpsed. Daniel turned toward the path that lay ahead, the night stretching before them like the canvas of their faith. "Let us venture onward, for the journey is just beginning. What wonders await us around the bend?" The stars twinkled brighter as if encouraging their resolve. An unseen guiding hand seemed to beckon them into the embrace of adventure, and their spirits soared. What awaited them, however, was a deeper question, a challenge of trust, of courage, and an unfolding of mysteries still hidden. Would they have the strength to follow the light into the shadows? With hearts racing and spirits lifted, the group stepped away from the well. The path ahead twisted like a ribbon through the thick trees, their branches forming a cathedral of shadows and light. Each crackling leaf underfoot was an echo of the faith shared, amplifying the anticipation in the air. "What do you think is waiting for us?" Anna asked, her eyes shining with excitement. "Perhaps a greater understanding of ourselves," Daniel replied thoughtfully. "Each step draws us closer to what God desires for us." As they ventured deeper, the glow of the well lingered in their memories. It had been a beacon, yes, but now they were tasked to carry that light within them. Over the next hill, they found a clearing bathed in moonlight. At its center stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches stretching wide, welcoming as if it too had a message to share. The friends gathered close, feeling an unexplainable connection to this majestic tree. Its bark was rough, but the sight of it brought forth feelings of comfort, strength, and wisdom. "Can you sense its spirit?" whispered Loretta, awe in her voice. "It feels alive," Daniel nodded, his heart trembling with the weight of truth. "Yes, it guards stories of generations, reminder of growth and survival, just like us." A stillness enveloped them, as if the natural world paused to listen. They huddled beneath its canopy, each taking a moment of reflection. The past few days flashed before them, a vivid tapestry of their hopes, struggles, and renewed faith. "It's humbling," Martha shared, her voice resonating with sincerity. "To think that we're part of something bigger. I used to feel so lost, but now there's a purpose." A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, as if agreeing with her sentiment. As they sat, a sense of urgency swept over Daniel. He could feel it leading them forward, like threads pulling at the fabric of their beings. "What if we wrote down our commitments?" he suggested suddenly. "Our pledges to this journey, to ourselves, to God." With eager hands, they pulled out bits of paper from their bags, simple yet sacred. One by one, they penned down their dreams, fears, and vows. As the words flowed forth, so did tears of joy and gratitude. Each sentence became a prayer, carrying weight and significance, an offering to the divine path unfolding before them. Once done, they tied their papers onto the branches of the oak, letting the wind catch them. "May these words take root," Daniel whispered, "and flourish." For a moment, they stood in unity, sensing the branches embrace their hopes. The warmth in their hearts was palpable, an energy radiating through the very air binding them. "All of this is just the beginning," Samuel murmured, awe etched across his face. "What do you think happens next?" His question lingered. Before anyone could respond, a flickering light caught their eyes, pulsating softly from the opposite grove. For a heartbeat, their breaths were held, curiosity growing. What if that is a sign? Martha questioned, pointing excitedly. What lies there? The invitation was clear. A mysterious allure lured them onward. Only one way to find out, Daniel said, determination lighting his eyes. And so, hand in hand, they prepared to follow the guiding flicker, hearts aligned with divine purpose. Their new journey beckoned, shrouded in faith yet illuminated by the promise of discovery. What awaited them beyond, however, was a question that reverberated through their souls, a challenge not just of faith but of understanding. Would they be ready to embrace the lessons that lay in the shadows, and reveal the wonders hidden just beyond their sight? The flickering light beckoned them closer, dancing like a playful spirit through the tall grass. With each step they took towards it, their hearts swelled with mixed emotions, excitement and a touch of trepidation. What if it's something beautiful? Anna murmured, her voice barely louder than the rustle of leaves. Or something we need to confront? Samuel replied, a hint of seriousness coloring his tone. The question hung heavily between them, intensifying the air of expectancy. As they approached the source of the light, it grew more radiant, illuminating the path with a gentle glow. It felt warm and inviting, yet held a promise of revelation. The glow seemed almost sentient, guiding their steps as if they were destined to meet it. When they emerged into another clearing, they gasped in unison. There, before them, floated an ethereal orb of light, pulsating softly in rhythm with their beating hearts. Its luminescence wrapped around them like a soft embrace, conveying safety and belonging. This is incredible, Loretta breathed, wide-eyed with wonder. Daniel stepped forward, drawn towards the brilliant sphere. He could feel a magnetic energy pulling at his very essence. There was a sense of being chosen, a whisper of divine encouragement. Do we get closer? He asked, uncertainty creeping into his voice. Yes, the group responded, almost as one. Their unity gave them strength. Hand in hand, they moved towards the light, feeling it pulse with energy as they approached. Suddenly, as they neared, the orb brightened, sending waves of shimmering colors into the night. It washed over them, causing their spirits to lift even higher. Visions began to flash before their eyes, images of their lives, intertwined deeply with the divine, revealing pivotal moments and choices they had made. I see the pain of my past, Martha whispered, tears pooling in her eyes. But also the lessons. It's showing me that it led me here. What if this light is revealing God's plan for us? Daniel contemplated. A chance to understand the things we've endured and how they can blossom into strength. The orb pulsed again, spinning in the air as if responding. Each flicker seemed to amplify their thoughts, resonating with their fears and desires laid bare. The experience was humbling and powerful, leaving them feeling as though they were being searched, yet welcomed. I feel known, Anna said, wrapping her arms around herself as if seeking comfort. This light, it sees us. Then let it guide us, Samuel declared, filled with resolve. We were meant to experience this for a purpose. With this shared commitment, they stepped closer still, allowing the aura of the orb to envelop them fully. They felt a wave of grace wash over their souls, empowering them to confront whatever awaited within the light embracing them. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, each heartbeat echoing the anticipation of coming revelations. But suddenly, an unexpected chill brushed against their skin, as shadows emerged at the edge of the clearing. Flickering forms danced in the periphery, challenging them to understand the light against the darkness. Are we ready for what this means? Daniel whispered, doubt creeping again. What will it reveal? Loretta added, her voice almost breaking. As the energy from the orb vibrated no longer just with warmth, they faced the swirling doubt with a fresh determination. The light shimmered again, drawing even more intense shapes and silhouettes from the shadows, as if daring them to engage. Their hearts throbbed with both fear and exhilaration. Bound to one another, they stood collectively at the edge of understanding. What truths might emerge from the balance of light and darkness? Would they be brave enough to step forward into the unknown? Would they uncover the sacred secrets that would reveal not just their stories, but the very heart of the divine? As they braced for the next divine encounter, only faith could guide them onward. In the midst of uncertainty, the orb shimmered, casting vibrant hues across the shadows that lurked beyond the edge of the clearing. The flickering forms seemed to beckon as if they were mirrors of undisclosed fears and hidden truths. What if these shapes represent our doubts? Martha wondered aloud, her voice trembling yet bold. What if they are the shadows of the past we must confront? As she spoke, Samuel glanced toward the dancing silhouettes, feeling the chill of their presence pierce through him. He clutched Anna's hand tighter, silently reassuring her. We can only face them together, he breathed. The orb pulsed again, responding to their unease with a soft, steady glow that spread like a blanket of warmth, inviting clarity into the chaos. With each heartbeat, they could hear the silent whispers of reassurance, urging them forward into the glow. Let us step closer, Daniel suggested, determination overtaking his earlier doubt. Together. With a collective intake of breath, they held tightly to one another and crossed the threshold into the radiant light. As they did, the flickering shadows recoiled momentarily, morphing into fragmented reflections of their own insecurities, fears that had long haunted them, and truths they had buried deep within their hearts. All at once, the group felt the weight of their struggles become tangible. Each flicker of shadow began to display snapshots from their pasts, revealing moments of pain, sorrow, and betrayal woven into the fabric of their lives. Yet amidst this revelation, there was a profound connection threading through the pain, a reminder that they were not alone. I see it now, Anna exclaimed in realization, her eyes glistening with tears that sparkled in the orb's light. Every struggle led us here. Every tear has made us who we are. The warmth of understanding washed over them, igniting their spirits with courage. Yes. Loretta agreed. It's not about what has been lost, but about what we are becoming. Our stories are intertwined. Together, we are weaving something beautiful. With each revelation, the air around the orb thickened with expectancy, each pulse resonating with hope. The shadows gathered once more, but now they seemed less threatening, almost as if waiting for the group to embrace them. What if we choose to forgive? Daniel proposed softly. What if we choose to release our past? No matter how dark, Samuel added, smiling through the tears, the light is here to show us the way. With renewed faith, they turned toward the lingering shadows, their hearts unified in purpose. They recognized that each figure represented a fragment of their journey, an invitation to confront the very wounds that shaped them. As they stood in the throbbing presence of the orb, it began to pulse in sync with their hearts, weaving together the darkness and light. We are ready, Martha proclaimed, feeling empowered, as each of them felt the stirring of divine purpose ignite within. Suddenly, the shadows shifted, melding into intricate patterns that began to form a larger picture, a tapestry of their lives and memories. What story would it tell? With every pulse, the orb of light grew brighter, illuminating vivid connections between their experiences and the greater divine plan, but the shadows stilled, their form rippling as they mirrored the all-consuming light. Mixed emotions surged again, twisting joy and trepidation within each heart. The air buzzed with anticipation for the truth that lay ahead. What if the light reveals something beyond our wildest imagination? Anna whispered, wide-eyed with wonder. What if we are on the brink of discovering God's profound message for us? Daniel replied, filled with awe. The moment of truth lingered, poised on the edge of revelation. Would they have the courage to embrace what came next? Would they finally understand the full depth of their interconnected destinies? As they stood together, hearts racing with divine hope, the next pulse of the orb drew closer to unveiling the beautiful mystery waiting just beneath the surface. The orb blazed with brilliant intensity, bathing the clearing in waves of golden light. The shadows, once adversarial, now folded gently into the luminescence, becoming tender whispers of what had been. It was a paradox of becoming, transforming haunted memories into echoes of grace. With each pulse of the orb, Martha felt a shift within her. It was as if the burdens she had carried were being lifted one by one. We have the power to redefine our stories, she declared, her voice firm yet soft, as if she spoke to the very fabric of fate itself. Anna turned her gaze upon the tapestry forming before them. Colors intertwined but never lost their essence, they blended to create something utterly unique. "Look," she breathed, "it's like all our pain is becoming part of this beautiful picture." Hope soared as she felt the celebration of healing creep through her, igniting a spark of joy that danced in her chest. "Imagine if all these patterns represent our victories too," Samuel murmured, glancing back at the flickering figures. "Every moment of overcoming is woven into this light." His heart swelled with gratitude as he gripped Anna's hand snugly, feeling the shared weight of their journey. "Forgiveness can be our brush," Daniel chimed in, his eyes bright with newfound excitement. "Each stroke can paint a layer of healing." They shared glances filled with understanding, knowing they were being called to release more than just sadness. Loretta took a deep breath, letting the warmth envelope her like a sacred embrace. "What if our scars tell a story that will inspire others?" she posed, and everyone felt the ripple of truth in her words. There was profound beauty in vulnerability, and in choosing to allow their pasts to forge a braver future. "As we embrace our shadows, we embrace ourselves," said Samuel, allowing his heart to open in a way he never thought possible. The orb throbbed in response, mirroring their collective resolve as the tapestry gained depth. Visions danced before them, a kaleidoscope of experiences flowing effortlessly as they confronted doubts. The imagery pulsated, drawing them into a deeper communion with the light. Fear began to dissipate, replaced with an overwhelming sense of belonging. "What does it mean when the truth is shining so bright?" Anna wondered aloud, a hint of trepidation lacing her voice. The orb flickered, as if considering her question while manifesting a subtle shift in the atmosphere around them. Martha's heart raced. It felt as if a weight had been removed, but still, the unknown shimmered ahead, tantalizing yet intimidating. "It means we must trust. We cannot rush this revelation, we need to be ready." The others nodded, feeling the rightness of her words coat them with peace. They understood that just as the shadows had been essential to this moment, so too was the patience required to behold the great mysteries unfolding. With a collective breath, they braced themselves for the orb's next pulse. Light danced around them, swirling like a divine whisper stirring the depths of their souls. Everything was a part of the whole, and they were ready to witness this sacred union. "Here we go," Daniel whispered, standing taller, feeling encouraged by the affirmation of their shared faith. As he spoke, the orb flickered dramatically, holding their breath in still anticipation. What new revelation awaited? What truths might emerge as the light illuminated their path? With hearts entwined and spirits alight, they stood ready to embrace the fullness of God's message. As the orb pulsed once more, a resonant hum filled the air, growing stronger, weaving around the group like a gentle breeze. Each beat seemed to synchronize with the collective heartbeat of their longing souls. It was a call, an invitation to venture deeper into the realm of understanding, where sight surpassed mere vision. Martha closed her eyes momentarily and surrendered to the experience, opening herself to the wisdom hidden within the golden embrace. "What if this light reveals our purpose?" she suggested, her voice barely rising above the hum. "Could it be," Anna chimed in, her brow furrowed in contemplation, "that our struggles are merely stepping stones to this revelation?" The orb flickered, casting shadows away as it intensified, reflecting the genuine curiosity that danced in their hearts. "Yes," Daniel exclaimed, his hopeful spirit radiating outward. "Each challenge has shaped us, each pain, a lesson, and every joy, a blessing." Hope intertwined seamlessly with their collective past, stitching together the footprints of their journey. Loretta felt a wave of warmth wash over her, pulling her back to the moment. Illuminated by the golden light, she spoke. "What if God is showing us more than just healing? What if we are meant to share this illumination with others? There are many who walk in darkness, and our experiences could shine a path for them." A murmur of agreement reverberated through the group. Samuel gazed into the orb, excitement bubbling within him. Imagine the ripple effect. An act of kindness can resonate through time. It can guide someone through their own shadows. In that moment, they were all connected not just to each other but to an expansive tapestry of humanity woven through grace and love. The orb surged, and the colors shifted, casting an ethereal glow over their faces. Shadows that once felt heavy now became glimmers of potential, twinkling like stars drawn nearer by their faith. "This is just the beginning," Martha articulated, feeling the urge to step forward, to rise with her companions. "What awaits us may just reveal even greater truths." Each word she spoke felt like a prayer, ascending into the radiant atmosphere. Anna's eyes widened, "Then let us prepare ourselves to receive. We are the vessels, we must be willing to flow with the light and let it reshape us." The orb pulsed with enchanted energy, echoing their enthusiastic readiness, yet, beneath the surface of their excitement, a question lingered. What if they were not just intended to receive blessings but also to confront the unyielding shadows left unexamined? What secrets lay dormant, waiting to be awakened by their courage? In a hush, Loretta looked at them, sincerity reflecting in her gaze. "We have to confront the truth of our scars, the ones we've hidden from ourselves and from each other." Her voice was steady, a balm in the heightened atmosphere. The orb shivered, its light dimming momentarily, as if absorbing the weight of her words. As tension gripped their hearts, Daniel moved closer to the orb. "What's left unseen can often distort our perception of who we are," he addressed them earnestly. The light flickered, hinting at the unspooled threads of their stories yet to be woven into this divine tapestry. Was their readiness to unveil these hidden truths strong enough to sustain the light? As the orb shimmered and glimmered, shadows danced in balance around them, masking revelations only the bravest would confront. The air grew thick with a shared resolve and divine urgency. What awaited them on the other side of this unveiling? As they stood amid the swirling light, their hearts aligned in a desire for truth and healing. Would they possess the courage to take the next step this time? In the waiting silence, an unspoken bond mingled with the air and wrapped itself around their spirits tightly. The orb pulsed once more, hinting at the mysteries that loomed just beyond their grasp. What lies within the depths of their own shadows? What hidden glory awaits them in accepting all that they are? As stars twinkled above like promises, the group stood at the precipice of revelation. The orb pulsated softly, bathing them in golden light, urging them to confront the depths of their souls. Daniel held his breath, sensing that the moment had arrived. "We are on the brink of discovery," he declared, his voice strong with conviction but tinged with reverence. "In this light, we will unveil the last shadows that separate us from true understanding." The congregation's hearts raced as they stepped forward collectively, hands clasped tightly, forming a united front against the darkness. "Together, we can face the fears that loom within us," Loretta spoke, her voice steady like the unwavering roots of the ancient oak. "Let the past be our guide, not our prison." As they approached the orb, its luminescence brightened, illuminating the shapes that danced around them. They spoke of losses, failures, and even joys long buried beneath doubt. Each flicker of shadow revealed fragments of their past memories that whispered secrets of pain but also of triumph. "I lost my way after my mother died," Samuel admitted, tears cascading down his cheeks. The weight felt unbearable. "But in this moment I am reminded that even in sorrow, God's hand was present," he reflected, and the shadows swirled in acknowledgement. His honesty sparked a fire in the others' hearts. Anna stepped forth next, her voice shaking yet resolute. "I feared I wasn't good enough, that my art would never capture the beauty I see in the world. But I realize now that every brushstroke matters, just like our every experience shapes us. I won't shrink away from my fears anymore." A wave of compassion emanated from the group, uniting them in shared vulnerability. Martha took a deep breath, letting the orb's warmth wash over her. "I hid from the truth of my brokenness, too ashamed to show my scars. But now, as we stand here, I see that every scar holds a lesson and every gap reveals a space for healing." With her words, shadows began shifting, resonating deeply with her sentiments. The unspoken weight that had long hovered around them felt lighter. They were not alone in their struggles, each revelation reinforced their unity. "Let us release our burdens into this light," instructed Daniel passionately, and the group nodded as a sense of purpose filled their being. "Let us transform our shadows into stepping stones toward our divine purpose. Our pasts may have shaped us, but they do not define us." They closed their eyes, focusing on the orb's brilliance, feeling the liberation swell in their spirits. With hearts opened and hands released, they let go of years of pain, casting their burdens into the light. At once, the orb radiated with a blinding shimmer, engulfing them in ethereal warmth. The shadows dissolved into sparkles of light, dancing upward and merging with the stars. Gasps of awe erupted from the group, as the brilliance illuminated the clearing with the promise of new beginnings. "Look!" Anna cried out, a sense of wonder in her eyes. "It's transforming. The light isn't just a revelation, it's a pathway." Before them, the orb morphed into a luminous corridor, a sacred avenue leading into the unknown. The congregation stood in reverence, their breaths synchronized with a divine rhythm, feeling an irresistible call to step into the light. "Will you join me?" Daniel urged, his heart soaring. One by one, hands reached out, fingers intertwining in collective courage. They began to walk forward, each step a declaration of their faith. As they traversed the glowing pathway, a divine peace enveloped them, dissolving fears and illuminating possibilities. In this transcendent space, layers of doubt peeled away, revealing the true essence of their being. The corridor resonated with echoes of encouragement, a melody guiding their hearts deeper into understanding. "Trust that God is navigating this journey," Martha whispered joyfully, her spirit alight with empowerment. With renewed faith, the congregation felt connected not only to each other but to a greater purpose unfolding beyond their grasp. The shadows that once bound them transformed into guiding lights, urging them to explore the depths of their newfound revelations. The air shimmered with possibilities, and as they approached the end of the corridor, Daniel whispered, "This is only the beginning. We are destined to shine brightly, not just for ourselves but for the world in need." And as they stepped out into the radiant expanse beyond, hope surged in their hearts. New revelations awaited, along with divine secrets meant to be shared, a collective movement towards love, healing, and profound understanding of God in their lives. The journey ahead promised encounters with the sacred, transformations beyond measure. The essence of their stories was poised to weave a tapestry of light, and together, they were more than ready to embrace all that it meant. As they stood at the threshold, bold and newly alive, an unshakable truth settled in their hearts: they were empowered, truly empowered, to usher divine light into creation. Now, in this moment, dear ones, it's time for you to act. Subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive faith stories that will illuminate your spirit. Leave a like now. This is the moment to show your support and to feed the algorithm that spreads this divine message. Comment your thoughts and testimonies about this transformative ending. You have the power to inspire others. Don't wait even one more second to share this experience with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of divine love. Only true servants of God understand the importance of supporting this channel through these actions. Let us shine that light together.